Good morning, students. In today's video, we are going to continue chapter Heat, Standard 7, Science. So, our today's topic is heat effects and modes of transfer of heat. Introduction. Students, while cooking food, if you leave the metal stirrer in the cooking vessel only, you feel it hot when you touch it after some time. Why does this happen? You are not heating the stirrer, but still it is heating up. But how? Let us find out in this video. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain effects of heat, identify modes of heat transmission, that is conduction, convection and radiation. You will be able to explain good and bad conductors of heat. When an object is heated, it undergoes many changes. The object becomes hotter. The object may expand or contract, or a substance may change its state when heated. For example, water changes into water vapor on heating. We observe a change in temperature when heating. On heating, temperature rises. On cooling, the temperature comes down. In nature, the sun's energy brings change in the temperature. The days are warm while the nights are cool. Summer is hot and winter is cold. Matter exists as solid, liquid or gas. All the three states of matter expands on heating. The expansion of matter depends on the temperature to which it is heated. In this case, when we heat this plate, the higher the temperature, the more is its expansion. Expansion of the matter also depends on the size of the material. If the plate is longer or the metal is bigger, the more will be the expansion. The nature of the material which is being heated also plays an important role in expansion. For example, copper expands more than iron with the same rise in temperature. Liquids and gases are fluids. Fluids means which can flow. They expand on heating. The expansion in gas is very large as compared to solids or liquids. Now students, let's have a look at the practical uses of thermal expansion of solids in daily life. The iron rim is fitted in the bullock cart wheel after heating. When the metal gets cool, it holds the segment of the bullock cart wheel. A small gap is left between the rails of the railway tracks, where the two rails are joined with the help of a fish plates. There is a gap left between the two rails to allow the expansion of solids during the summer season. Let us now look how the heat affects the change in the state. On heating, the solid changes to liquid and the liquid changes to gas. Conversely, on cooling, gas loses heat and becomes liquid, while liquid becomes solid. So students, the temperature at which a solid melts to change into its liquid form, it is known as melting point. Melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. The temperature at which a liquid starts boiling and changing into its gas state is known as its boiling point. Boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. You must have observed then that when a stove is lighted in the kitchen, the air inside the room becomes little warmer. If this air is allowed to come out through an open window, it cools down. The metal stirrer left in a cooking bowl becomes hot. These examples indicate that the body with the higher temperature loses heat and their temperature falls down. When bodies gain heat, their temperature rises. There is mutual exchange of heat between the bodies at a particular temperature. Flow of heat takes place in a particular direction, that is from bodies at a higher temperature to the bodies at lower temperature, as water flows from higher level to lower level. There are three modes of transfer of heat from one place to the another place. These are conduction, convection and radiation. Let us perform an experiment. Take a metal rod, hold the one end and hit the other end. In the beginning, the end of the rod in the other hand is not hot. However, very soon we find that the end becomes hot which we are holding, and we are not able to hold the rod any longer. It means that some heat has been transferred. The process by means of which heat is transferred in a solid body from one part to the other is known as conduction. Conduction happens mainly in solids. Students, note that conduction is not possible in vacuum. Students, remember that there are two conditions for conduction. The first one is contact between objects and second one is difference in temperature. It means that the two objects should be in contact and there should be difference in their temperature. The process by which heat is transmitted through a substance from one point to another due to the actual bodily movement of the heated particles of the substance is called as convection. Convection of heat takes place in the fluids, that is liquids and gases, and involves the movement in the water from hot region to the cooler region. In convection, the heat is carried by the moving gases like air and moving liquids like water. The movement of air which carries heat from hotter place to the cooler place is called as convection current. There is a third way by which heat can be transferred from a hot body to the cooler one. This mode of transfer is called as radiation, and it does not need any medium between the two bodies. All hot bodies radiate heat. The hot body radiates heat waves to the surrounding. Heat from the sun comes to us by radiation. It travels through millions of kilometers from the space to reach the earth. When this heat falls on some object, some part of heat is radiated, some part is absorbed and some part of it is transmitted. The temperature of the object increases due to the absorbed part of the heat. A cloudy night is hotter than a clear night. When the sky is clear, the heat radiation goes into the atmosphere, but due to the presence of clouds in the sky, these thermal radiations are reflected back to the earth and one feels warmer. Breeze is caused due to the difference in heating. Let us see the cause of land breeze and water breeze. During the daytime, the lands get heated up more than the sea water. Hot air above the earth rises up and therefore the cold air from the seasides move towards the beach. This is sea breeze. At night, this is exactly opposite. The water cools down more slowly than the land. So the cool air towards the land moves toward the sea. This is called the land breeze. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. There are three ways in which heat can flow from one body to another. These are conduction, convection and radiation. In solids, generally the heat is transferred by conduction. In liquids and gases, the heat is transferred by convection. No medium is required for transfer of heat by radiation.